There are haircuts that instantly age you, they dull your features and make you look much older than you really are. But once you change them, everything can transform. Today, I'm going to show you the worst haircuts to wear after 50, and the ones you should choose instead if you want to look younger, more elegant, and more confident. These are cuts that rejuvenate, soften your features, and elevate your style effortlessly. Stay with me until the end, because the final cut is the one most women are still wearing without realizing it's the one that ages them the most. Cut number 4. Long, straight, and shapeless. At 50, wearing your hair too long, straight, and without shape is not just a style mistake, it's an act of invisibility. When a haircut doesn't add to your presence, it erases you. That kind of hair that falls with no volume, no intention, and no structure, rather than adding elegance, dims your presence. It's that classic flat length many women keep out of habit, but it no longer complements the sophisticated beauty this stage of life deserves. It may seem convenient, but in reality, it's a style that hasn't evolved with you. At this point in our lives, it's best to leave behind that long, straight, unstructured cut, one that hangs like a heavy, lifeless curtain. Yes, long hair can be majestic, but only when it has intention, movement, and purpose. Many women hold on to this style out of nostalgia or routine, sometimes as a symbol of youth, other times out of fear of change. But what once flattered, you may now take away from your visual impact. This type of cut hardens your features, emphasizes natural facial fatigue, and unintentionally gives off a sense of neglect, when what you truly deserve is effortless elegance. The issue isn't the length, it's the lack of structure and the excess weight. As we age, hair naturally loses volume. That happens to all of us. And a cut with no layers or shape only makes it more obvious. You're not here to hide. You're here to shine. And you know who understood this perfectly? Jennifer Lopez. Her hair is the perfect example of how to wear long hair with intention, style, and freshness. Even when it's straight, it's never flat. She has strategic layers, root volume, and subtle movement that frames her face like a work of art. There's design. There's aesthetic intelligence. Every strand tells a story. If you love your long hair but feel something's off, try a long layered cut. It keeps the length, but adds volume and shape without losing sophistication. You could also consider a butterfly cut, which flatters your silhouette and visually elongates your neck and back. Got fine hair? No worries, long layers can add body without sacrificing elegance. And if you have curly hair, embrace that texture to create natural movement without needing to style it every day. It's pure, sophisticated minimalism. A woman who rocks a cut like this says, "Yes, I've changed, and I love who I am now." When you look in the mirror and see an image that reflects your growth, your confidence shows in your smile, your posture, and the way you walk into a room. With a haircut like this, you don't just look more stylish, you look like a woman who walks with purpose and adorns herself with intention. The next one is known for being practical, but queen, practical doesn't always mean flattering. If you're enjoying this kind of advice, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Here we talk about fashion, yes, but more importantly, we talk about self-esteem, personal style, and feminine power. Haircut number 3, masculine pixie cut. Some haircuts bring attitude, others take it away. The masculine pixie, the one that exposes the neck and removes almost all volume, may seem modern and freeing, but it often hardens your features, visually shortens the neck, and wipes away any trace of femininity. Let's not confuse minimalism with harshness. This ultra-short cut with straight lines and no shape has been adopted by many women in the name of practicality. But at 50 and beyond, when your face gains character and needs softness, the traditional masculine pixie can be unforgiving. Too short, too flat, too much. No. It's not that you can't wear short hair, it's about knowing how to wear it. The problem isn't the length, it's the lack of femininity in the structure. A short haircut, chosen without considering your facial features, can result in an unflattering image. Cuts with no structure or definition, like a very short pixie with no volume or flow, don't enhance your features harmoniously. Instead, they often give women a harsh, unfeminine look. When your haircut doesn't support the shape of your face, doesn't soften or elevate it, it ends up exposing every line, every angle, every shadow that should be gracefully framed. Helen Mirren is the perfect example of how to wear short hair with elegance without falling into a masculine style. Her short hair is anything but basic. It has texture, volume, strategically placed strands that caress her face, and a soft silhouette that enhances her features. She doesn't try to hide her age, she celebrates it with sophistication. Her hair says, yes, I'm mature and I'm majestic too. So what can you do? If you're considering a shortcut but don't want to lose softness, opt for a mid-length or long pixie with soft layers, bangs and movement. Build volume at the crown, it lengthens and slims the face. Leave longer strands around the ears or in the bangs. That soft asymmetry gives you a modern yet elegant touch. If you're feeling bold, a little balayage or highlighting can bring the cut to life with depth and dimension. By keeping the sides shorter and adding volume on top, your face looks more defined and lifted. This little optical trick works wonders. A well-done shortcut can take years off, brighten your face and give you that fresh, light feeling we all crave. But a poorly chosen one can harden your expression. And you're not here to look severe, you're here to shine in your most authentic light. Short doesn't have to mean masculine to be bold. A queen doesn't need to cut away her femininity to look modern. She simply needs a cut that understands her essence. Are you enjoying these tips? Then don't miss my ebook, More Elegant Than Ever. It's a complete handbook to help you refresh your image. Link in the description. Haircut number 2, overdone layers. Remember those layers that were all the rage 40 years ago and looked like something out of an old photo? Big poofs. Uneven strands everywhere. Sometimes what starts as a good idea turns into hair drama. Layers can be your most loyal allies or your most treacherous enemies. When they're overdone, poorly placed or too sharply defined, the result is a visual disaster no queen should carry on her shoulders. Layers are meant to add movement, lightness, and volume, especially as our hair loses density with age. But when we go overboard creating cuts that resemble never-ending staircases, visual harmony disappears. Poorly executed layers can harden the jawline, emphasize the temples, and make your hair look thinner than it is. Even iconic dramatic styles have evolved. Today, elegance lies in subtlety. Think soft, blended, long layers, whether straight or with waves. Layers should flow, not chop. Especially if you have a square, round, or angular face, soft layers help smooth features and elongate the face visually. Ideally, the first layer should start around the cheekbones or slightly below, depending on your face shape. Style with a blow-dry brush, and if your hair is fine, use root-lifting products. Well-designed layers rejuvenate, brighten, and add character. They're that elegant mess that looks natural but is strategically designed. And most importantly, you don't need wild movement to look alive. You need intention in every line. Haircut number 1. Overly stiff bob. The bob is a classic. Always in style, always reliable. But when worn with harsh lines, excessive structure and stiffness in every inch, it stops being elegant and starts becoming limiting. A straight bob cut right at the jawline with no layers or movement can be dangerous if not adapted to you. It can harden your features, make your face appear boxy, and visually shorten the neck, adding weight to the jawline. Yes, the bob is sophisticated, but only when updated. Too many women wear it exactly as they did 20 years ago. No texture, no life, no intention. And queen, that doesn't freeze your age, it freezes your style. The ultra-rigid bob paired with a heavy straight fringe is even worse. It can harden your gaze, add severity, and draw attention to areas you'd rather soften. The modern solution? Soften the lines. Choose a long bob that falls below the chin and grazes the shoulders. This length elongates the neck and slims the face. If shorter, add soft internal or feathered layers. Play with texture. Natural or styled waves transform the bob from stiff to effortless. When done right, a bob can make you look refined, confident, and modern. When done wrong, it can add years. At 50, your hair should reflect your freedom. A rigid cut does not represent a woman who knows herself and lives by her own style. With a well-designed bob, you don't just look modern, you look like a woman sculpting her elegance with intelligence. If you made it this far, drop "I love my hair" in the comments. And if you want to know where to buy the outfits you saw today, receive styling advice, priority responses, exclusive emojis, and early video access, join our membership and become part of this community of queens who shine from within. Link in the first comment. Because you deserve to look like a queen.